to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Yeah, there's some minifigs making up tons of lies about me to the police to try to get me thrown in jail so I can't release my documentary about them. But the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film
I don't know why, but it's making me redo this. That's really annoying.
But since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it. Right now, I kind of don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the victims. However, I think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense and that weren't to protect the victims. And there's some things being said about me that are redacted.
I do have some concern um, in this case with the defendant representing himself. The allegations here relate to the fact that the defendant, um, he's a person who, he's a YouTuber, creates videos, publishes them online, and has been, if this defendant were to represent himself and we were to provide body cams and discovery, we would be now providing additional information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
Yeah, the state of Utah is claiming that if they tell me what I'm being accused of, then I'll use it for content on my YouTube channel. And they can't have that. They're arguing to the judge that the best thing to do is to not let me know what's being said about me, which is very strange, but that's their argument. And just in case you haven't been following along with this whole Lego story, this is all happening because I stepped in to help a family who got their Lego collection stolen from a company called Bricks and Minifigs. And for the last couple months, this company's been doing whatever they can to get me arrested so they can keep all the Legos for themselves.
Why does Reckless Dunn not hire a lawyer?
Speculating. One of their own employees literally told us what their plan was. Okay. But eventually, Bricks and Minifigs found out that I'm not just some random kid. I'm actually a YouTuber making a documentary on the entire scandal. Yeah, this is when things really started getting crazy. Bricks and Minifigs went into ultimate defense mode and was going to do whatever it takes to prevent this documentary from coming out. First, the police got a call saying I had heroin on me. And obviously, they found nothing. But then they got a call saying that I was the one that stole the Legos. I got swatted by the entire police department. We all got arrested. But right when I got out of jail, I got a warrant for my arrest for some mystery crime that I committed.
You think this guy's going to live in LA or his last known address is in LA?
Yeah, the police showed up to my house all the way in Los Angeles to arrest me without bail.
He was like, he has a warrant for his arrest.
But the police couldn't arrest me.
And you're where he actually is?
No idea. I was somewhere very far away. But anyways, back to court. The judge is looking at signing a protective order to protect Josh and all of his statements about me. If this protective order gets signed, then I'll never be able to find out what he's claiming I did.
I got bad news. I don't think we have any more budget for animation, dude.
Oh, shoot. Oh, so how do we animate this next court scene?
Okay, mirror armor or crit damage or dodge.
I guess the animation's more important, right? Yeah, we decided maybe the lawyers are actually more important. So, yeah, we ran out of animation budget. Sorry, guys.
At least they did hire a lawyer eventually.
Unless you have an objection to it, Mr. Schneider, and the objection to such an order.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of misunderstandings in this case, and so this person doesn't want to get exposed, so he's making up a lot of lies about me to order to get me arrested before he gets exposed. So that's what this whole thing's about. However, before I was allowed to show any of the overwhelming evidence I have to support my claims, the judge didn't care about the evidence and signed the protective order anyways.
Mr. Schneider, the court's going to sign this order and serve it upon you.
So the court has made it clear they do not want to look at the evidence, and they want to protect Josh and Brandon for some reason. And now I have to somehow fight a court case against all of these mystery crimes against me that I have no clue what they're even saying I did. So this whole mess is happening in American Fork, Utah. But I'm also being charged with another case in Provo, Utah. This is where corporate bricks and minifigs is, which is why I'm also being charged here. And this police department has surprisingly actually followed the law when it comes to discovery, and they sent me all the raw body cam footage of what I'm being charged for. Let's start at the beginning. The moment I first met the CEO, the reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed, I thought it was in good faith to give them an opportunity to do the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
You get like $200,000 from the Legos in your store.
Never happened.
But the CEO did not want to take the opportunity to do the right thing, and instead instantly called the cops on us.
Hi there, I'm calling to report from you. Hey, this helps. Hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn this place down. Or we're gonna burn this place down. Or I'll kill you. It's been wanted to engage in this behavior.
You can see in the police report that the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back, you know? And
So,
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience, it's that whoever ends up doing the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over. So now it's time to play the way Bricks and Minifigs is playing and use their own strategy against them. Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now I'm going to reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested. But if I'm going to be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So I'm going to give them one more chance to try to do the right thing first. But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work this out, Eamon just hid in his little office. And he called the police on me. Really? But they told us that they were, I told him I wouldn't want to get someone arrested, but we gave him every opportunity to talk to us, so at this point, he's just arresting himself. However, the only difference between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Eamon McNeff actually committed a crime. I have tons of crimes on camera that Eamon McNeff has committed. Let's start at the beginning
Tons?
with crime number 1.
Okay.
so you guys are holding some of our Legos?
no, we're not.
You're not?
No. So, who's let what?
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who's that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Never happened.
Eamon was first trying to claim that he's never even heard of Brian Mansell, and this guy definitely never had any Legos in a Bricks and Minifigs store. But once we showed him all the social media posts his own company made, it was very obvious that we just caught him in a lie. So the CEO decided to change his story, and now the story is the Legos used to be in the store, but the previous owner, Crystal, she stole all the Legos right before they took over the store. Back up
We
the
don't
easy way.
have the Lego. Crystal stole the Lego.
The only problem is there's security camera footage of the previous owner getting kicked out.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay.
That's a business thing, and that's you are taking the case on that's not that part.
Corporate just said that they're going to be the ones to take over the consignment deal with all the Legos that are still in the store. And as extra proof that these Lego sets were still in the store, the owner went into the back and started taking pictures of everything that you can verify in the metadata with the timestamps that match the exact moment she's getting kicked out. And then you can see her leave the store with nothing in her hands, proving that the sets were still in the store and the CEO is lying to us right now. But that's only one side of the story. I also thought it was fair to hear his side.
You sent a bunch of pictures of the Legos still in the back. You can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes and throws her out.
Like, great. I understand what you're talking about, but you have a misunderstanding of what has occurred, and you're taking one person's word over another person's word. You go after the party that's responsible, and you don't want to because that's not easy. You have accepted a narrative that is not real, and you are continuing to pursue that narrative because it's easy and it gives you views and it gives you all sorts of clout and does all sorts of things that way.
So basically what the CEO is trying to explain to me is we shouldn't be looking at the evidence. Instead, I should just be taking his word for it because he said so.
Crystal Law was a former franchisee.
All right, the armor's looking decent. I'm kind of happy with the armor.
Mr. Mansell's
Yeah.
Lego sold it.
Yeah, the armor's actually really good. Okay.
But she,
I like the armor.
She has his
Let's.
Make it easier for you guys to understand the CEO.
I'm a little worried, concerned that my damage is not what it should be.
Oh, that wasn't a back look, no. Oh, are you sure? You have a misunderstanding of what happened. Yes, this is the exact argument the CEO is trying to make. Something we just saw in video. The CEO is saying never happened, which would mean the CEO's lying. And most people would agree that lying is morally wrong. However, if you lie about a crime, the way Eamon's lying to me right now, then that's not just morally wrong anymore.
What crime is
That
it?
crosses into new territory called illegal. The specific
Is that-
crime
what
is
is-
called obstruction. If someone commits this crime, they can get arrested. We're at the police station, and we're going to charge him with a criminal crime, obstructing of evidence of a $200,000 theft. And good news for us,
Poison
we
spread.
found out last week that all of the police in Utah take obstruction very seriously here. The police arrested my friend Sheldon for obstruction just for locking his phone.
Right now, you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay, put your hands behind your back. I was just locking my phone. You're under arrest for obstruction of evidence right now.
The crazy part is, the police didn't even have a warrant, so Sheldon locking his phone was 100% legal. But the police arrested him anyways because that's.
I need a little bit extra damage. I think I can afford to lose this armor.
They do not mess around when it comes to obstruction.
Yeah.
Now, just imagine how angry the police are going to be when I go into the police station and tell them that someone is actually, for real this time, committing an obstruction crime. And this obstruction crime is on a much bigger scale. Later, the police called me saying that they were going to do a police investigation on this. I told the detective the entire situation. He was saying that this family's Lego sets were never even in the store, like all of this stuff. And it's all documented. I have video of all of him saying this. I think he's like falsifying evidence, and I think that's obstruction. And now that we stole Bricks and Minifigs' strategy, I think the plan is finally gonna work. Looks like the CEO is going down. I mean, I submitted the videos of Eamon saying we're gonna burn down the building and shoot him.
They just down saying, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn this place down. Or we're gonna burn this place down. Or I'll kill you.
And then I submitted all the raw footage of the entire conversation I had with him, proving to the police that we never even said anything close to this. This raw footage verifies that everything I told the police is true, and everything Eamon told the police is a lie. On top of that, I even got access to the complete case Eamon made against me, and he doesn't have a single piece of evidence to support any of his claims. Which I guess makes sense. Like, how can you support evidence if you're just making everything up? Like, of course you can't submit anything. So if the police have to decide what case to pursue, they're obviously going to pursue this case because it has like a ton of evidence. And then they're going to throw out Eamon's case that has no evidence at all. Hello, my name is Ben Schneider. A couple months ago, I made a case, and you were the officer that was helping me create it. I submitted a bunch of evidence through a link you sent me, and this was a couple months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. And so I'm just calling to see if I can get some type of update on how the case is going. It's about the CEO, Eamon McNeff of Bricks and Minifigs, in an obstruction case. And so if you can give me a call back at your earliest convenience, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
You need to go through a lawyer, man.
I could not get a hold of this police officer. So I'm traveling all the way back to Utah to go back to the Provo police station in person to see how the police investigation against Eamon is going. And I just so happened to get a hold of the
Okay,
police
no heavy
schedule
boost.
and arrived
We
at the
want
exact
defense
time
and
this
damage.
officer was supposed to arrive. But before I could speak to this officer, one of the other police officers called into the front desk and asked to talk to me. Really? They said he was going to be here today at 3 o'clock.
There's always the chance that they might have called out sick or something.
Is there any way that you can like check if he's here, or?
He's definitely scheduled to be here. Like I said, they might have called out sick or something.
Are you able to look and see how the case is going? All I really want is kind of just an update on the case.
Getting rid of the ice cube feels bad. I wanna keep the ice cube. I'll get rid of this.
Over the phone?
Okay, you can't even just tell me like how it's going, like if he's still looking into it, or?
No, I can't. That's not anything to do.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
So basically, I came all the way out
Oh,
here
get
to find
this.
0 answers. But
Axe
eventually,
here.
I did find an answer. They sent it to me in the mail. And looks like I was right. The police only had time to take on one of our cases. And it was Ammon's, not mine. Yes, the case that had an overwhelming amount of evidence, they thought that case was garbage. And they took on the case that has 0 evidence at all. In the police body cam footage, after the police watched my full conversation, proving that I didn't threaten to burn the place down or literally anything, they even admitted to Amon that there was no credibility with his entire case against me.
We agreed that there really was no extortion code that would fit your situation. However, you know, at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys, you know, having to deal with this fool and all of his issues. We did find that there was another code that fit, and it's called aggravated commercial obstruction.
The police just told Amon that even though there's absolutely nothing to his claim against me, if they work together, maybe they can fabricate some type of charge against me.
However, there's
That's not exactly what she said.
is that we have to prove that this individual either entered or remains unlawfully on the premise. When he came to the property, did you have to ask him more than once to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we're leaving, so we used to get it, and he's like,
So Amon's telling the police that even though they continuously told us to leave, we didn't leave. But if we go back and look at the footage of what happened, this is the reality.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond to stuff? I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them. That doesn't involve us. Okay. As a separate business entity, you gotta take it up with them. You gotta resolve it. Okay, well, thanks so much, guys. It's good. Thank you. Hey, you know what I'm
I don't know. It kind of looks like the reality of what happened is we left too early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time. And to Amon's credit, about halfway through the conversation, he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
You don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him you could do it either the easy way and just give us the Legos back, or we can do it the hard way, implying that we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening. We're right. Like, we have a right to the Legos, so we're gonna get them the easy way or the hard way.
What proof of ownership have you provided to me that you own this Lego?
I mean, I can give you proof if you want.
Great. Provide proof.
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
Okay, you can ask to leave, please.
You're to leave? Okay. Thank you for working with us, and so see you later.
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Amon describes it to the police.
at this point, I think you leave, please leave. Well, you know, like, you have to listen to us. You have to listen. Okay, no, guys, you need to leave. You're not leaving. Like, multiple times they did not leave.
So that might be a second-degree felony. He's facing felony charges. Is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Amon the easy way out of all of this, they're now trying to get me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree felony. Like, what the heck, police officers? But they're doing it, and the punishment for this crime is 15 years in jail.
I don't know, like however else, like some of that stuff comes through, but like what the reality is, like we've tried to talk to them and say, well, we'll work with you.
I think one of the main reasons the police keep taking Ammon's side instead of ours, besides the whole Norman thing, is that Ammon keeps framing the situation as he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do the right thing and return Brian's property, and we're the ones that are preventing him from giving it back to Brian. So I say we rewatch the footage and see what actually happened.
We said we would be more than happy to help Mr. Mansell.
Yeah, because Brian said he
was unwilling to work with us.
Well, Brian said he asked for the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys can provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation, and he provided us with the spreadsheets. The spreadsheet is not something that anybody, like you could just walk over to a McDonald's right now and say, all your explanations means why these are those that is.
So first off, this spreadsheet Amon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet. It was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Amon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory, and so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory.
Okay, I don't want to. I don't know. These choices are getting tough.
For me, he's willing to give me this inventory. He's actually always been
I
willing
should.
to give it
Oh
to
yeah.
me or Brian. All we've ever had to do was ask.
We will work with you to.
There we go. This is good. Yeah.
Well, we did that, and you guys, I think we mailed it like 5 or 6 times, and we've gotten 0 response back. Yeah. Literally, the first thing I did right when I heard about this entire situation was I googled bricks and minifigs, clicked on their website, clicked on and sent them a message.
It's not a lot of
Actually got a
damage
message back from corporate saying that they would love to help.
increase.
But after a few months, I kept
I
trying
think
to
I'm
reply
dead
this
no matter what.
message, and they just completely ghosted me. I think we've done like 6 over the last.
All right, my damage seems to be good enough. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm not feeling great about this. I want a little more armor, a little more healing. There we go. We got it.
What's the email?
That is I don't know what email address that is.
This is on your guys' website.
That says fbc.team. I said franchise @bricks-and-minifigs.com.
Well, this is still on the website, so.
Did I actually look up something on the website and send it there?
Well,
Did I say that?
well, that's why.
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
I just said.
Yeah.
Minifigs.com, and we will work with that.
So you're getting mad because I emailed the email on the website?
You keep saying that you like. So that I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send it to that one.
Yeah, you're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your website.
I'm telling you the way to do this, and you've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's your guys' fault for putting that email on the website.
Sure. Okay.
And so why are you getting mad at us because we emailed the website for your instructions?
I'm not getting mad at you.
Well, we're not harassing. We're just asking for our Legos back. If someone stole money from you and you went and politely asked for the money back, is that you harassing them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Subjects. It almost seems like he doesn't want to actually give us this inventory. What? He keeps saying he's willing to give it to us. You guys can send that inventory list to us?
I do believe so, yes. I think we have sent that to Brian.
He says he said that's all he wants is the inventory list, and he'll stop like bugging you guys.
Well, then, Mr. Mansell and you, and if you want to be included on the emails with Mr. Mansell, that's cool. You guys can email us. We can go
But you guys will give him the inventory list? Because he said he's been asking for it for over a year now.
We can show the inventory list that was obtained when the store was originally taken over from the Salah, and we can work through that process and try and identify what's there, and also try and identify how to proceed.
Yeah, I think Brian gets upset because he says they always say that they'll send me the list, kind of like how you're saying, oh, we can send it easily. But then when it comes down to it, you'll never actually send it. So maybe if you actually go ahead and send it, it would make him feel better.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I'm more than willing to work with you and help you. That's what I'm saying. Send an email to that and that will produce the result.
Anyways, I sent an email to the email he told me about. Not the website, that's a bad email.
Jesus Christ.
If I've ever emailed that one, or the CEO was going to be pissed. But according to Amen, now that I sent this email, I should be receiving the inventory list very soon. So, I waited all day. And I got no answer. So, the next day, I sent them another
I want this burger, but I guess we'll hold off on the burgers for now.
This is their response. Mr.
I want this.
Snyder,
Oh no, this is good.
Franchising Incorporation
Now I can get the burger.
in any form of
Yay!
communication that appears designed for public provocation, harassment, or manipulation of facts for the purpose of media content. Attempts to obtain privileged or confidential information through misrepresentation or the creation of fraudulent.
Okay, I guess we want to get this
Just for
book.
me asking for this inventory list to prove their innocence, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, if you're innocent, I want to prove that you're innocent with this inventory list. But now, by me trying to do that, that's criminal behavior and considered harassment. And we reserve all rights to refer such behavior to appropriate legal authorities. And today,
All right, a little more healing. We got like a lot of healing going on, and we want even more.
Has officially banned me from ever asking for this inventory list again.
Let's go.
The only one who's banned from asking for this list.
He promised us a full inventory right away. We've never received it.
Yeah, and every time it's been just absolutely nothing. So we've never gotten anything. We've never gotten an inventory list.
Yeah, the previous owner who got her entire store stolen from her by corporate, I mean, she's legally required to get sent an inventory list, and even she, 2 years later, has not gotten it yet.
It would have resolved everything.
All right, let's go.
They would have had to
Oh no, no, damn it! I had 2 bags there. I could have combined them.
identified all the
Oh well.
stuff, and they never provided it, so we couldn't then demand.
This story is breaking my brain. It's hard to pay attention while I listen to
Still
this.
no inventory. So would have solved a lot of problems a year and a half ago. Go. Here's the inventory.
And even Brian still hasn't received this inventory list yet.
I've never received an inventory list. I've never received a record of sales because they can't provide it. They don't-
Sword or hammer? Hammer's better.
About all of this is it seems like the CEO is pretty much just trying to rub all of this in everyone's face. When I turned on the news, I saw this.
As far as offering Brian the inventory.
Even more healing.
What's part of his collection, take an inventory and show them that inventory to offer that.
We've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, like that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything. Those that were offered to him and the initial offer was rejected.
So now on public television,
All right, not bad.
that he tried to give us this inventory.
That's crazy.
We have a responsibility to work with him to make sure he does get made whole.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered
Oh my
that
God.
on multiple occasions. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
And this is pretty much Ammon's game plan now. Go on as many news stations as you can and lie.
The entire time we were saying, hey, we want to help.
The main narrative now seems to be Bricks and Minifigs has always been trying to give Brian his Legos back, but Brian just never wanted them back.
Yeah, this story's crazy.
And it was refused. They made the offer.
All right, I guess we can get rid of a little bit of healing,
And that
so I can get more damage from my burgers.
Ammon's side of the story, but I say let's take a look at what actually happened.
From the bottom up, that is our correspondence with Bricks and Minifigs, trying to work with them and getting the stats back.
So right when this happened, Brian hired an attorney to reach out to Bricks and Minifigs. They sent an email saying, how should we proceed to retake the possession of the sets/minifigures? They actually emailed back saying they were willing to help. And then after this, they just never respond. So Brian
All right,
sent another email. Just following up on this, when can we pick up the sets? And they still didn't respond. So the attorneys emailed back saying, it's now been 16 days. How can we get these Legos back? And
This is
finally,
weaker, but it does give me more healing, which is important.
Joshua Johnson have no legal obligation to
Or
return any of the Lego product that exists in their store to you. What?
I think we're good on money. Let's just get rid of the bag. We'll get rid of the bag and the ball. Yeah, we're good.
Seems like.
Let's re-roll one more time. Okay,
We
yeah,
consider
this is
this
good.
matter closed and will not be returning any Lego products to you. So as you can see, that's the reality of what actually happened. But then Ammon goes on Fox News and says this.
So they actually did have an attorney send information to us. We said, great, appreciate this. Let's see what we can do to work this out.
Yeah.
And then we never heard back.
So why is Ammon going on like Fox News then and saying we wanted to give Brian his stuff back? He's the one that didn't want his stuff back. He didn't want any of his things.
He's lying. This is crazy. Some of the stuff he's saying, it's just so crazy.
Anyways, another thing the CEO seems to be pretty upset about is that when Brian kept demanding his stuff back and couldn't get it back, eventually he had enough. And he was like, I'm going to make a Facebook post about this. And in his Facebook post, he called Bricks and Minifigs thieves and liars. And this Facebook post, like, really, really pissed off Hammond. I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is literally suing Brian now for millions of dollars, all because of this. I mean, back when I was talking to him at corporate headquarters, he made it very clear that what they did is technically not actually considered theft.
There is no theft. Do you understand the legal definition of theft? Legally, it has to
So
be the definition of knowing that the property was stolen or otherwise not belonging to that person.
And I'm like,
It was not known until Mr. Manziel came in days later and said, I have some of these things that need to be.
that's another lie again, because.
It's not another lie.
So I showed Amazon security camera footage
It's a
where
lie.
corporate acknowledges that they are now going to be responsible for these Lego Star Wars sets.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay.
That's a business thing and not necessarily your thing. I'm thinking of a business case on all of that, got signed up by.
And after showing him this footage to try to bring the conversation back to reality, this is his response. Because we caught you guys?
No, because you are attempting to extort us, so.
Jesus Christ.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me.
No. We have done.
See, I agree too. I agree. Nope, it's not illegal on us. Thank you for.
Nothing illegal, and you are doing something illegal right now.
I don't think it's illegal. I think us catching you guys for doing the illegal thing doesn't make that what we're doing is illegal. That means what you guys are doing is illegal.
The healing is powerful. I got like a lot of healing. My armor's not great, but my healing is incredible. All right, let's get rid of this thing. And,
You can ask for it.
okay, I think I don't need these. We're good. We're good. Let's go. Yeah. I almost want to buy this.
Going around in circles for probably 30 to 40 minutes and just, having like kind of less than genuine questions or less than genuine responses.
I like how this is all working out.
I was
Let's
exasperated by the end of it, and that's like when people
the
get
cat is
tired and
visiting. Hold on a
exasperated,
second.
that's like we finally got the footage that we monster, so but that's what they do is people whose goal is to do those types of things, they just harass and go after people as long as they can until somebody breaks and says something that then they can use that one clip to be like, oh, look at this horrible monster of a person. So that's what I feel like has kind of really happened here.
So Ammon's claiming that I just harassed him for 30 minutes and finally he got fed up with us, which that was the one clip at the end that I used in my documentary. So I say let's go to the very beginning of the footage, my first interaction with them, and see what actually happened. So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Yeah, literally from the very first sentence we ever exchanged with each other, Ammon's goal was just to lie to us. But anyways, I'm now starting to think that the only reason Ammon wanted us to email him about the inventory list wasn't actually give us the inventory list, but actually
There we go.
it was a trap.
We did it.
Ammon only wanted me to email him so he can find out my email and subpoena Google and find out all of my private information. You think I'm lying, but they actually did this. They subpoenaed Google asking for all private information tied to this email address. And Google sent them like hundreds of hours of all the raw footage from everything I've filmed in the Lego video so far. All my emails, all my search history, all the metadata that shows everywhere I've been. But anyways, this was the reaction of the police officer after he watched my entire first episode.
I'm really curious to see like if this school even makes any money doing this YouTube stuff. I'm like, if it's enough for him to travel to another state just to go get some footage. It doesn't even sound like his like secret information doesn't even seem credible. But understanding?
No, so it sounds like you were able to watch the video.
I think by secret information, the police officer is referring to the security camera footage that proves that everything Bricks and Minifigs is saying is a lie. My first question is, how could this not be credible? It's literally just video evidence of what happened that night. But at least now I can see why the police aren't listening to me. They're basically just saying that all of the evidence I submit to them is not credible, and therefore case closed. Ben's wrong and we're right, because we said that the evidence is uncredible. At this point, Bricks and Minifigs is working with the police to just come up with whatever story they can to make any evidence I give them seem as uncredible as possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Interesting.
He seems like a fun test.
You know,
His MO really seems to follow somebody who's like a paper tiger, right? Like who's like behind, or like a keyboard warrior, but they'll make threats.
This is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks a lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person. Which, I mean, if we look back at the footage, I accomplished almost everything I set out to do. I didn't get scared of anything. If someone in this story is a keyboard warrior, I don't think it's me. I think it's Bricks and Minifigs. I mean, let's double check.
It's a Bricks and Minifigs. It's a keyboard
Can't
warrior.
give us the inventory list. He can show the inventory list, but when it actually comes down to it, he's terrified to give it to anyone. Bricks and Minifigs this entire time has also just been begging me to sue them. So when I finally go out and actually sue them, they close down their store. And now Bricks and Minifigs is going to absolute extreme lengths to hide from this lawsuit.
Are you okay if she just gives you the paper so we can just?
Absolutely not. I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is showing all of the signs of a keyboard warrior, but for some reason they think that I'm the keyboard warrior. At this point,
All right, I like this.
everything Bricks and Minifigs is doing, for some reason they
Right.
think that I'm the one that's the one doing it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys, hopefully no more issues. There's so many other things that this guy could like be talking about, right?
But sometimes, it's something
100%. Okay, we want revenge or attack speed. Let's go with revenge.
Yes, Ammon just completely proved my point.
Sometimes you just make a decision and go with it. Like, it doesn't really matter which one you pick. This is like it sort of drives you crazy, all the decisions that you have to make in this game.
Worth it for them to give it back to us anymore. Let's see what else Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Well, they're suing me for defamation. But this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs is actually the ones defaming me. Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion. When they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're going to make up a reason to throw me in jail. I stole the Legos? Thanks. Okay. Bricks and Minifigs is also getting me for RICO charges.
They're charging reckless Ben for RICO. I think it is more likely that the police are guilty of RICO, right?
And if you look at the CEO's previous businesses,
Yeah.
he got sued for RICO. He's the one guilty of RICO, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the windows of the McNeff house.
You guys want to come to even see the window and see where they were shooting from?
When the police got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker who accidentally shattered the window.
Seems more likely that it happened from construction work than it happened from some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider up for attempted murder when meanwhile it was a Nagel from his own construction worker.
So what's the moral of the story here? It looks like everything bad Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
So, just to let you know, we call it double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in the line or convicted. So I will give this to you. You'll how much time it's needed to choose the one or to not choose the one, whenever you're able to
I don't know.
beat somebody.
I guess I'm just gonna leave it. Who cares? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Cool.
This is like the final step that I needed. This budget, we've been able to verify who he is now.
Yep.
So the police put on this big performance to make it look like they're going to all this work to verify the facts. When in reality, they already know who I am. They already subpoenaed Google. They already watched my entire first Lego video. They already went through all my search history. To me, this just feels like a staged performance so they can show the world, hey, look, we verified everything, when if they would have just put an equal amount of effort into watching the raw footage I submitted to them, they would have found out that Image is completely lying to them. But for some reason, they didn't. A few weeks later, when I ended up going to court, this was the state's response.
My name is Nick Nielsen, I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, we can do what we call clean abeyance.
All right. Let's
The footage I submitted to
What do I do now?
our interaction.
Oh, this.
I have not watched it, no.
Okay.
Let's go.
In that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, we say, okay, we'll leave. And then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside. And he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly see in the footage that we submitted. We were being respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to. And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because he's trying to. I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail, then if he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I will be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear to stay in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information in order to silence criticism.
But did you submit that to the police officer?
Yes.
Is the footage going such that it's still going like when you step out the door?
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we were back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah, the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and could not have shown everything that possibly could have happened. And they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now? Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged.
I don't like how this is going.
15 years in jail in Provo, Utah. And now that they have written proof that I'm committing all of these insane crimes against them, I mean, obviously Bricks and Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not how the court sees it. The court thinks that these are real, and for whatever reason, the court wouldn't let me share my side. They only heard Bricks and Minifigs' side.
Ben's side was not in the room, was not heard. The court signed an order erasing his published work on the strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion, with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining
Yeah. Okay. Somehow we survived that.
because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends.
All right. We're dead. We're freaking dead.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs gets to just keep spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence, and there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's crazy to think.
Should just have one burger, not two. It's over. We lost. We're dead.
Lego scandal. It's literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be the best video that I've seen. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever told.
All right. We're done for.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and Minifigs. And stuff it brick by brick.
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back, but I was wrong. Now the court has silenced me. It looks like all the work I put into this was just for nothing. However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced, and decided to protest. It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore. Or maybe I can be here. I just have to be in disguise so no one recognizes me.
No. Alright, I'm here with, what's your name? Jerome. Here to support the cause. Some very important people. Here to support. Here with Jerome.
I spent the rest of the day protesting for the cause, and not a single person here recognized who I actually am. And maybe the protesting worked, because after a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
Oh, and we're barely this disguise anymore. Because I have my freedom of speech back, baby. I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks to old people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how Bricks and Minifigs can make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech. Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs, but instead, I have a better solution.
If they want to apologize, they can say they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry. And we can finally move on to the next video series. It'll be awesome. So you might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So I was thinking, well, if they give an apology, they might say the right things, but they're not actually going to mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm going to basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions. And once they decide to do the right thing, then I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again. And also make sure to check us out at www.WeStealFromOldPeople.com, because right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale that you can buy right now. One of Joshua Johnson and one of Aaron McNeff. And we're only making 500 of each, and once all 500 of each sell out, we're never making any more. And you gotta buy them now, because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectible. It's gonna be sick. Also subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. We'll say with Mark Fortune.
All right, this is not going so good.
We're doing 100 parts. A lawyer said if Bricks and Minifigs sues me, which they've still not dropped their lawsuit, then it'll be at least 2 years and 32 weeks a year, and it's 104 parts at least. So come back all the way until 100.
Kiss from a rose. Hi there, and also hello. You ever looked at a comment section? Pretty messed up, am I right? Except the comment sections on my videos. Those are nice and wholesome and a safe place to share your deepest fears and credit card information. Do that now. No one will look or judge. But I don't know if you've been on TikTok comment sections. Let's just say like a vet taking the elevator after neutering a pet. It takes nuts to another level. TikTok comment sections are like entire worlds in and of themselves. Galaxies of conversations branching out into eternity. Swarms of commenters creating ecosystems within comment sections of random videos. Some of these ecosystems
I lost a lot of damage there.
that they're attached to. The more I look at them and the more I think about
Still, I don't have that much. Yeah, it's in a way it's more important that I do this.
your sanity as well. That's one of the main mission statements of this channel.
Okay, let's go.
Journey with me as we look at just nonsensical things over there. They make no sense. They're nonsense. This is the most commented on TikTok video of all time. It was posted by the official TikTok account of Venom: The Last Dance, a movie that was made and released for some reason. It's a video of a woman in a Venom helmet getting into a Venom race car. Now, I'm in the internet video business, and I don't mean to get too technical on you, but in the industry, this is what we call boring and dumb. Dumb and boring. Sorry if that jargon went over your head. This Venom video is the most commented
Attack speed or damage?
no reason.
Let's do damage.
It just happened. It's just a random phenomenon.
It does. I don't know when to end that word. Johnny, play that again, but cut it off at the right point, please. 18.3 million comments on this Venom video. Millions of people just spontaneously congregated and decided that this nothing of a video would become a central hub of communication. Why? Or maybe they didn't decide. Maybe they just mindlessly swarmed towards it like a cloud of wasps to whatever area you've chosen to try and enjoy late summer in. And the top comments really put a spotlight on the mindlessness.
Okay.
Yes. Venom. Sure. Great. Happy for you. Seems like your algorithm's doing a solid job then. But over 2,500 people were like, hell yeah, I like that he loves Venom. So much so that I will like his comment where he confesses said love. 2,500 people. Do you know how many people that is? 2,500. I just said that. 68 people replied to that reply. First 4 out of 5 of those are also love Venom. The fifth is in Arabic, and according to Google Translate, it says that they watched it and is great. In other words, love Venom. All these people saw
Yeah, I
a
don't know
comment saying
about that.
love Venom. Something deep inside said, you know what I should do? You know what would be a good use of my limited time on this earth?
Right, love that.
Saying that as well. Here's an even more popular comment on that same video. It just says Venus, and it has almost 28,000 likes. You could fill Madison Square Garden with the people that liked Venus, and you'd still have like 6,000 too many people. You'd have to find a whole other venue, an additional venue. There's like a theater attached to Madison Square Garden.
That's
You
pretty
could
funny.
probably use that, but that's like, who goes in which venue, and how do you decide that? The tickets need
Oh,
to be
I got the thing that I need.
venue you're in.
That's great.
Bottlenecks of people going into the wrong door, turning around, bumping into each other.
My damage is great.
Here's a person that says Venom. Oh, that was so close. You almost wrote Venom properly. But almost 1,000 people looked past the spelling and were like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I know what he was going for here, and I'm into it. Love Venom. At this point, having observed a couple minutes worth of TikTok comments, it might feel like someone sprayed your brain with Raid. And that's how I feel. And now you're along for the ride with me, and we have dead bugs in our brains. Here's another example of the stuff that's just happening over there. This was kind of the opposite of the randomness of the spontaneous Venom Town Square that appeared out of nowhere. That Venom video has a ton of comments just because, but on this one, it's because people were told to try and break the record for most comments, and it got 11 million comments, which is not half bad. It's not bad. None of that's good. Here's what's going on in this comment section. Those who share the most commented video. That comment has 24.6 thousand likes. I want us to take a second and absorb what's going on.
Can't
here,
combine
because
these.
this generates in me the same feeling as looking at the countless stars in the night sky. It's almost overwhelming to wrap your head around this. What I'm about to describe is not a unique experience. 24.6 thousand people did this exact thing. They opened TikTok. They searched the words most commented video, which led them to this video. They opened up the comment section and saw this comment and said to themselves, that's me. That's how I got here. I'll give this comment a like. Let's say that conservatively, that exact journey that 24.6 thousand people all went on takes about 10 seconds each from beginning to end. That's 68 hours, 20 human lifetime dedicated to doing this specific thing. This is just one comment on one video. There are over 4 billion videos on TikTok. There are 16,000 new ones uploaded every minute. Do you start to grasp the galaxy of how much is going into people doing this? Well, it's me, I'm the astronaut. Time is life's most precious commodity, and TikTok is binge eating it. You're gonna get a tummy ache, TikTok. Maybe slow down a bit with the absorption of human existence via time. Oh, by the way, someone commented okay on that comment, and 56 people liked that comment. So that's an even more unique experience. The 56 of you should meet up sometime. I think you'd get along great. Another thing going on in TikTok comment sections are militant groups of commenters doing their master's bidding. Look at this comment section. Zahid won this trend. Sorry, 49,000 likes. Sorry, but Zahid won this trend. 2,200 likes. Zahid won this trend. Sorry, 200 likes. He was found dead. One, but this all raises the question, who the fuck is Zahid? Well, according to my research, Zahid is a Turkish TikToker with over 8 million followers, and
I got crazy damage, and it's enough to win, hopefully.
Leave this spam comment everywhere.
I mean, it's going pretty well so far.
Huh, I guess my soul left my body during that explanation. That makes sense, actually. I don't blame I will say this, these things are maybe real people doing a real thing organically, even if it's a very.
Maybe I need no armor. Maybe I can just win like this.
Because there is another type of creature on TikTok who tries so very hard to steal internet valor and piggyback off of viral videos. Brands. Hey, advertising helps the internet run. I get that. I get to do this for a living because of advertising. It's me, I'm the ads. But the way that brands behave in comment sections,
All damage, no armor, no healing. Let's go.
Take this TikTok of a puppy screaming for no reason, just a puppy thing to do.
Let's re-roll.
Yes.
So you see this video and you scroll down into the comments because you want to see what all the other toilet sitters think of this cute video. When someone adds a last-minute meeting to your Google Calendar, hey, wait a minute, you're not a person, you're a company. What are you doing here? This is where people talk, and also a lot of robots. I'd ask your AI what you're doing here, but it doesn't work. Here's a TikToker named Alex doing a dance and lip syncing, as people have been known to do on that platform.
This is 79. This is 173.
Alex says hello fresh. No. Hey, brands, you can't call humans by their first names in a friendly way without sounding like a killer robot. Don't be doing that. Here's a guy telling New Yorkers about an app that tells you where ice cream trucks are. Scott Brand Products, makers of the stuff you wipe your butt with.
Okay, let's go for it. I don't know, but we'll try.
For the lactose intolerant among us. Oh, Scott. No! Even the Charmin bears wouldn't be so bold when talking about feces, and they walk around with pieces of toilet paper on their butts. The reason that brands is because
we got power.
Comment on a popular video is free advertising for them. They're literally advertising off the backs of creators without compensating them in any way. That's why I did find it kind of satisfying to see that the Scott comment got 0 likes. 0 likes. And remember what the threshold is for people to like posts. It's actually kind of impressive to not get a single like. Although I guess a surefire way to do that is to go on an ice cream video and be like, yeah, but what about the diarrhea? Who's gonna clean that up? What about wiping your ass after diarrhea? Am I right? Kids, conclusion on this brand thing. Hey, pay people for advertising.
No likes.
Partake in discussion.
0 likes.
Actual people and so many robots. Hey, brands, you're coming in with the energy of a teacher sitting down at the cool kids table at lunch and trying to talk in teenager slang. Hey, do you guys like getting cracked? Oh, what did I say? I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that means. Please don't get me fired. And then one thing about TikTok comment section before I go touch grass so hard it stops growing in that spot is that they're expanding.
All right. Oh, if I go too long. Stop here. That's please like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
TikTok has plenty of actually